Yeah, works.
Paul,
Hey,
how are you, Paul?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm hot. I'm hot. I've just realised I'm quite hot, so I'm going to take my jumper off. Oh, there you go. And yeah, I'm good. I'm good. We're just in the middle of this auction, online auction thing, which has been going well. Um, and yeah, just mainly focusing on that at the moment. But what I wanted to do, Paul, is just give a quick introduction to who you are, so people know.
Okay.
People know who you are, then, right? So, Paul Waak, born in Dresden in 1984, Paul Wack studied visual communication with a focus on illustration at the Universität der Kunst in Berlin, and later painting at Hunter College in New York City. That's pretty cool. So far, so good. After participating in several national as well as international exhibitions, his first solo show, Bulletproof Glass 2016, took place at the C. Rockefeller Center in Dresden. In addition to his non-commissioned pieces, he also regularly designs record covers and illustrates for newspapers and magazines. His colourful figurative works move between the often conflicting worlds of art and illustration, dealing mostly with the curious nature of human behaviour and the darker chasms of existence itself. Paul Bach lives and works in Berlin.
Yeah. For me, it's very new. Like this. Never tried this live format.
You
So
haven't tried it before?
no. So
The way, the way I look at it is it's just me and you chatting. Me and
okay.
you having a chat, and yeah, and that's it really. We just have a little chat. But I don't usually prepare questions for when we chat, so that is a bit different.
Okay. So where do you look? You look at the screen or you look at the camera or?
I'm looking. I've got a. I wonder if I can show you actually. So I've got. So it's my laptop is also is a rest for the phone, but it
Okay.
also has all my questions and things on it. So it's sort of like a, multi-purpose, expensive phone rest. I guess you could say.
Uh,
So I've got a couple of questions for you. Let's start with a very short one. When did you start art? When did you start art?
Phew. I think as everybody, when I was a child, I was like drawing and painting a lot because my father is also an artist, and I was like almost every day in the studio, painting there or drawing there. So yeah,
You
it's
said your father's an artist. Is there a similar has he got a similar approach to art, or is it quite different? How is his art looking?
uh, at the moment you do like little sculptures, like like this format maybe, like
Right, so
not
sort of
that,
medium-sized,
yeah.
figurative, or are they
No,
quite
no,
abstract?
kind of abstract. He made them out of wood or more like paper. So you glue a lot of paper or cardboard together, and then he use saw or something to do forms to sculpt it a little bit. So and in the end he put a lot of glue on it and paper, and yeah, it's a long process. But yeah, so he's more in sculptures at the moment.
Maybe we could do a father-son show.
Yeah, maybe one day.
I don't know how keen you are on that, to be honest. You grew up in Dresden. How was that? What was that like?
Yeah, Dresden is kind of cool because it's a quite a big city. You have all the subcultures there and a lot of people. They're doing a lot in art and are very engaged in. to give to the people, and there's a lot of things going on, and you have on the other side the nature, and yeah.
So you'd recommend it. Is there, have you, for someone that hasn't visited before, is there a particular spot that you would recommend to check out, or if you'd never been there before?
Yeah, there's a cool crew around C Rockefeller Center, what is like a art space, a gallery, and they're doing a lot of also parties, and I think that they're pushing the scene a lot, like that.
Yeah, I checked out C. Rockefeller's website today, and I don't know too much about them. I even, I've had trouble keeping up with what's going on in Berlin, but it seems, yeah, pretty active and quite cool. And yeah, I mean, I didn't go into too deep into the program, but it looked good. And I think that name Rockefeller, it's sort of got such a got such a perception of that name that I was quite surprised at how fresh and approachable the website was.
Actually, they're doing an opera this year, like with
awesome.
a lot of artists in it, yeah.
So the artists are making doing this sort of stage set design, or how does that work?
Like everything, like a lot of artists working on it, and there's a very good curator called Lucy Freinhagen, and she knows a lot of people, and everybody loves her, and she do like this, had like the idea of a opera, because like the opera, when you hear opera, it's like very like antique or something like this, and she wanted to do an opera with a lot of new medias, and yeah, with cool people.
Yeah, cool. Send us a link on that. I'd like to check that out.
Yeah, it's called Europa, like Europe and opera.
Europera, very good. Creative, but also, I mean, it is what it is. It's an opera in Europe. I'll get you to send me a link of that. Speaking of the Rockefeller, you had your first solo show there, Bulletproof Glass, back in, wow, 4 years ago now. Was that your first experience with Rockefeller? How was that?
I know them from before, like a lot of people I know from my childhood, and yeah, to keep in the contact.
Right, okay. Maybe we could actually do a little, I mean, if you're quite good friends with some of those people there, it would be good to do some kind of maybe exchange or something,
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a big hall. We've got a hall, the Halle.
Yeah.
Makes sense, maybe. Paul Waak, how would you describe the conflicting worlds of art and illustration?
Phew.
Just going to drop that in there.
Yeah. I think in the
Or how do you feel about it, rather? How do you feel about those two worlds? How do you perceive them?
I think it's hard to find the own standing there, because like when you go to art school, or when you go to illustration school, for example, my illustration teacher didn't really like the idea to doing art in a way. So, and I think in Germany it's very like there are just this both sides. It's not very a fresh view on art or illustration, because like there's no clear border between things like this. So, and yeah.
So your previous illustration teacher actually just didn't enjoy the idea of the art side of perhaps what is considered illustration. That sounds kind of strange, no? Or how did he portray that?
I think it's just a view of things, yeah, to keep like illustration as a field where you react on things or have a. It's hard to explain in English for me, but
Yeah, sorry. We could switch up to German. Maybe next year we can do that. Is it maybe the sort of actual scene itself? Because I think sometimes that affects people's view and perception of the maybe contemporary art scene, the one that's separate from, let's say, illustration. Is it maybe a little bit to do with that, the sort of clicky scene or something like this?
I think it's not very easy to be an illustrator and say now I'm an artist or something like this, because like the art world has also the other codes, the illustration, for example, and yeah.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. But it's one, yeah. I feel like, you know, this space and your work and a lot of the artists that are involved in this space are sort of all in that middle intersection of these two things. You know, my background from graphic design and illustration, coming into a more contemporary art space. Yeah, I was interested to hear what you were sort of thinking about that, because I feel that, yeah, we're in a similar spot that's just a little bit undefined and sort of overlaps both illustration, graphic design, contemporary art. It's a murky water.
Yeah, it's also like a lot of decisions, because when I now I want to make more art, and on the other hand I have also some commission jobs, and sometimes I'm not sure if I want to show this kind of work, or how to do a border, or don't do something like a border, or like yeah.
And I guess also, you know, if you're doing commissioned work or editorial work or work for magazines on a regular basis, that's going to inform how you actually make art in a way, so, and which will be reflected in perhaps your own practice, if that makes sense.
This was a question.
No. It was more of a strange, general, vague statement, which is what I specialise in, by the way. What are you currently working on, Paul? What's going on there in the studio? Because we can see the back of your studio just here, right?
Yeah, this is like my storage in a way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, at the moment, I work from home. So storage there, and paper on the wall, and the bed, and yeah. Actually, I can show you something I see.
Yeah, let's have a little look. Let's delve in.
So at the moment, I'm working also on furnitures like this.
Cool. Oh, that's so tweaky. Look at that. Oh, it's the guys with the 15 pack.
Yeah.
And it's funny how it suddenly has, the chair has transformed into legs. Like, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Is that a new project, Paul? Working with furniture?
Yeah, it was just the idea coming off a book what I bought last year. It's a little book about like the folk art scene, or things what you can take a look on in Czech Republic. So little gardens where like crazy big dinosaurs are and stuff like that. Very crazy stuff. And there's like in a very small town, there's a little museum, and they had this amazing chair from witch Baba Yaga, Hexe Baba Yaga, and it looks so cool. I don't know if I can show you. I'm looking for the book. 1 second.
Please.
Because this chair very inspired me. You see, now I do also a chair, but this I can't copy it like this because it's too cool. That's the chair.
Oh wow! Yeah, that is real fruity. I know a couple of artists that I've been working with recently that have ventured off into new materials, especially chairs. Manuel, I'm terrible with surnames, but he's the partner of Joanna de May. He's also doing some interesting projects with furniture. Maybe that could be an interesting group show, perhaps. Oh yeah, look at that! It's like Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park.
It's very, very. Is this the book?
Yeah.
Art map?
Cool. Yeah, maybe we can put a link to both. If you send me a link to that and also the opera thing you were sent us, maybe I could put a link to both of that in when we publish this video on other platforms.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. We're planning on doing a show perhaps later this year, depending on how things go with the coronas. What's the latest on that? Are you planning to go to France soon? Or it's because you're gonna?
I don't
Or do you
know.
want to?
We just need to wait a little bit
Yeah.
if we can do this travel thing. And I really want to go there and want to do the tough thing with this guy, Tommy. But yeah, at the moment I don't know. Also, like I think 2 days ago I was also thinking about that we can speak about the show because like now like the galleries are open again and
Yeah.
stuff like this. And, yeah.
Let's definitely do that next week because that will be when the auction's finished, and then we'll be able to focus on all of the next things coming up. But just for the people listening, what's the name, the Instagram name of the potential collaborator for this exhibition?
You mean Tommy?
Yeah, could you write it in? Could you comment on the? I think you can comment.
Okay.
Because if you're a fan of Paul's work, Paul Waak's work, oh, sorry, you'll also more than likely really enjoy this person.
I think he's called Emots.
Emots.
It's
You will love emots.
don't show up, but I will check here on my phone.
Okay.
Just 1 second.
No problemo. So while you're checking that out, I will introduce the next stage of the interview where we've been a little bit serious and now it's time to maybe become a little bit less serious. It's the silly round of questions. Actually, they're not so silly this week. It's more there's a mixture. It's a quick fire round with some silly questions. So Paul, you let me know when you're ready for that. And have you found
I found the name, yeah.
Yeah, okay. We're gonna find a name and then we're gonna go into I've still yet to come up with a theme tune for this section. Nonetheless, we're almost good to go. Are you typing that in, Paul, with your nose?
Yeah. I have this iPad. I don't use it for this kind of things, but
Okay.
now it's a little bit more handy, but I'm not so used to type in here.
Okay, you've got a bit more complementary light at your end. I feel like I feel a bit too exposed, to be honest. I don't know if I can. All right, so
Okay.
Tommy Cool. Okay, Tommy Cool. All right, so this is the quick fire round. I'll just ask a question, and you say a quick answer. Are you ready?
Yep.
First one's a little bit like, if you weren't an artist, what would you be?
Again, I didn't hear.
If you weren't, it's too quick fire. If you weren't an artist, what would you be?
Oh, a carpenter?
2B pencil or a medium thickness ballpoint pen?
What was the first one?
A 2B pencil.
2B? Then the second one, the ball.
If you were in Gulitza Park and you fell down, how long would you wait to get back up?
Oh, I don't I don't understand the question.
Good. In regards to naming artwork, would you mind if Untitled became no title here?
Whew. Can you say it again?
It's all good. We'll move on. You start golfing, right? You start golfing, but you have no golfing clubs.
Okay.
Do you decide to stay at home?
No, without.
Pizza? Pizza?
Pizza? Is the question? Pizza, yeah, for sure.
Do you believe in reptilian humanoids?
Not really.
See Rockefeller in Dresden or Weserhalle, Berlin?
Oh, what? That's a tricky one.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at walking?
Walking?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Just walking? 10.
In one word, Paul, Waak, what's next?
Drawing?
Woo. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That is an Artist is Live with Paul Waak. I'm going to get a couple of links from you on some of the things, and I'll put that in the show notes, as they call them. Okay. And we will talk next week about the upcoming show, which will be later this year.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
One question. What was the question with the Görlitzer Park? I didn't. How long I need to? No, I didn't get the question. Like what kind of question is it?
If you're in Görlitzer Park, if you're in Görlitzer Park and you fell down.
Yeah, this I everything understand, but I
how long would you wait? I mean, would you wait? Would you be like, oh, and you'd wait like 5 seconds and then you get up, or would it be immediate, or would you just pretend you were sleeping, maybe?
Okay.
It's a silly question, Paul. I'm sorry. It's. I don't know if it's good, but it is there. And I'll be speaking to the writers of the show. There'll probably be someone fired, actually. But anyway, good to chat to you, mate. And let's speak next week.
Okay. Bye bye.
See you, Paul.
Ciao, ciao.
Good day to you.